Good, beautiful morning, everybody, and welcome to the Wednesday edition of Shortcuts for Your Soul. Been away for a little while, tending to grandchildren and family. A good way to spend our time is with those that we love. Today, I have with me the energy of the Divine Collective who want to share their concept about how the darkness is ending and the light is returning. And it's very interesting what they're saying. We're watching in real time this massive awakening of light and reason and intelligence occurring. Now, there's an interesting period in Hinduism called Kali Yuga, which is what we're supposed to be in. There's four primary ages in Hinduism, of which we're in the last and final, called Kali Yuga. It's supposed to last for about 432,000 years. And what's not accounted for is the reality that, in fact, our consciousness can alter and change the function of time. So what would normally take another, 398,000 years or 428,000 years can end very quickly, like in another 10 years. We can actually move out of the darkness, and that's what's happening right now. But good morning, everybody. Welcome. Yeah, a couple of days away. So hi, Amanda. Good to see you. Yeah, so we're talking about the end of darkness and the return of light. And it's going to happen and is happening extremely fast. The one thing that's not accounted for in all religious scriptures is that our consciousness is one with the divine, and we align ourselves to a certain quality of that consciousness. We can change this world very quickly, as you're watching in real time right now. This period of darkness has resulted in human scientific knowledge increasing, but our social graces have faltered significantly. We're not very good to each other as a species as we could be. But that's coming to an end. All the darkness, all those beings that have been torturing you and making your life difficult, they're about to be removed from the playing field. It's happening right now as we speak. So yeah, welcome back. So Kali Yuga will end actually much sooner than 428,000 years now. It's going to end in like 10 or 15 years. And the reason that's happening is people are demanding love, light, and consciousness be the function of their being. And that's what you can do. What we can all do is make a conscious decision to not just speak the words of love, but to live the words of love towards ourselves and towards one another, towards God. That's how we can shift out of this dark age into the new age very quickly. And it is happening. Back in 1987, there was a number of events that went on that brought in the new age of light for humanity. And now we're seeing it come to fruition. Good morning. Hi. Hello, Louise. So this new age that we're all a part of requires a vibrational attunement for humanity. There has been greed, and there have been governments based in that greed. There's been control, power, and authority that has hoarded all the wealth to one group of people at the expense of others. And we've talked about this before. But what they've said is that is finished. It is done. It is over with. In 10 years, we can actually shorten it to about 5 if we get into this energy of what is love really? Because you see a lot of people talking about love and then screaming and yelling at people, right? Or you see people saying, oh, we want to be more loving, but they're doing the exact opposite. We have to demonstrate, not just think love. We have to demonstrate it in our words, in our speech, in our gestures, in our actions every day. So this movement away from the darkness to the light is happening. You're watching it all over the world. And there was talk about the Christians have it more accurate when they said it was be a 2,000-year window. And that's exactly what it is right now. We're almost to the anniversary of Master Jesus' last departure from this physical embodiment, and he's returning very, very soon. And that return, he brings with him thousands of angels and archangels and other multidimensional beings that are here to establish and restore the light to human collective unconsciousness. Because over the last 2,000 years, our light has been dimmed and damaged by those in positions of authority and power who elected to go with the idea that the physical world is the only real world, and it is not. The physical world is where we see and experience what we are creating in our consciousness. Anyway, I'd like to know what your thoughts are on this ending of the Dark Age. Again, in Hinduism, they say it's going to last 432,000 years. Is how long Kali Yuga lasts before the next new age of light and reason. I don't want to wait to 432,000 years. And I'm told we don't have to. We simply need to make a conscious, deliberate choice in a large way that we all elect to think, speak, live, and do from the vibrational actions and words of love. And we can bring about a whole new age, and it is happening whether you want to see it or not. It's happening right now. And in 10 years' time, it'll be completed, but we can do it in 5 if you really put a lot of effort into your function of love, what you say, what you do. So that's why I'm here to just communicate that we're coming to the end of the age of darkness, and the age of light is about to dawn upon us all collectively. As you'll start seeing some of the dark ones that have been torturing and terrorizing humanity for the last 2,000 years, they're all burrowing underground. Understand that there's a movement of these beings that are shifted from the surface to the below the surface, and we won't get into the details about what other planetary systems may or may not be involved, but we can say this much, that this movement is now well underway. And whether you like it or not, you're participating in it. It's much better to know that you can participate in it than to hope it's going to happen. You are the light. You are love. The essence of your being is you are light. You are love. But your mind has been conditioned by the things of the world, by the people in positions of power and authority that have benefited from their greed and their lust and their rage and their power and their control and their authority. And they've corrupted a lot of human beings with improper knowledge, enslavement, forced taxation. Many things have occurred that have inhibited and limited humanity from reaching its full potential in the last 2,000 years. And now the acorn is opening, and the new tree of humanity is in the process of emerging, which is based in the values of love over fear. That's really what it comes down to. It's choosing between love and choosing between fear. Anyway, they want you to know that you are on the verge of the age of love. Hello, Louise. Hello from Dartmoor, England. Wonderful to have you here. Hi, Judy. Auntie B's Luminous Path. Love that name. Yeah, it is about time. So you're going to see it happening really fast, in real time. All the drugs are being shut down around the planet. All the child trafficking is being shut down. All of the illegal government activities are being shut down. And you're watching this happen in real time. And it's going to continue happening faster and faster. And you're going to see more joy and happiness emerging into human collective unconsciousness. Oh, you're part of it, whether you know it or not. But you've got to learn about love inside yourself. You've got to remember that you are love. Hi. Good morning. Yeah, we've been away for about almost 2 weeks now. We were having a wonderful time with our family, and now we're going to get the details of awakening underway. Hello, Mary. Good to see you. So, what are your thoughts on this great age? The age, again, the Hindus say we're in the age of Kali Yuga, but it's supposed to last 432,000 years. We're not going to wait 432,000 years for the age to end. We can use it as an act of our divine free will. You have a divine free will when you can learn to differentiate yourself from your mind and your emotions and your body. Then you have the opportunity to will a function of love, to be a function of love, to speak the function of love, and bear witness to the birth of the age of love and enlightenment, because that's what we're going into now. Enough of the darkness. So these dark ones are all running underground, mostly these fancy underground cities they built with all the stolen wealth from humanity, right? There's about 15 of these cities underground. Yeah. Hi, Con. Good morning. Hello. Good to see you. Hi. Good morning. So what do you think about that? That we're waking up. The age of love and light is now upon us. And we are shifting it. The shift has happened. It's been happening now for about 7 years. That's been the whole goal of their messages to us, is to shift us consciously back to love. Not to simply be dragged around by this belief or that belief, but to know what is love. What is love inside you? What does it feel like? Because there's love inside you. It's beating your heart right now, right? Morning, Con. We're not doing a long show today. We're going to keep it short, but I'll take some questions. If you got questions on this idea that the darkness is ending and the light is returning, and that light is love, right? And it's not just words. The words light and love are not just words; they're states of being. And I've watched a lot of people talk about love and then burn cities down. I watch people about being caring and kind to one another, and then they fight and they go on rampages, and that's coming to an end too. All that nonsense is coming to an end, and light is returning rapidly to human collective unconsciousness. Thank you for that heart. Really appreciate it. Yeah, I'm just wondering about a better time, and maybe we should start seeing each other in the evening. Maybe we should switch Shortcuts for Your Soul over to the evening time. What are your thoughts about that? Leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know if you think this would be a good idea to have this in the evenings, say around 7 to 8 p.m. On the evenings, and we can get some feedback from you, and we can start a new chapter in this program. Hi, Jacqueline. Glad you made it. Someone saying that works. Yeah. So I'd like you to use the Linktree link in my TikTok bio or below any one of my YouTube videos, and click on the link and send me a message about whether you would like this to be an evening instead of a morning show, because we can make an adjustment and a turn on that if you would like to do that. Someone saying I think it'd be a good idea. That's good. Did anybody else hear about that huge gamma radiation burst last night? They don't know where it came from. And this sudden level 2 geomagnetic storm with no solar wind. There are hints at the shift in collective consciousness happening faster, things that they cannot explain in the planet. Look at down in South America, where the normal giant oceanic algae blooms usually happen, and didn't happen this year. First time in modern human history that this algae bloom has not happened. And this algae bloom is really important for the food supply in the ocean in that part of the world. And what we're seeing is the end effects of the old emotions of fear as they begin to die off. Literally, the old emotion of fear is dying and being replaced by the vibrational energy of love as something we think, say, and do, not just something we talk about. Learn to get your mind, your emotions centered on love, and watch what happens. We're seeing changes geologically, geophysically, astronomically, that are based in our collective energy, right? There's 9 billion of us here, and we collectively organize matter with our emotions and our thoughts. And you're participating, whether you like it or not. Have I released most of the fear so I can return to channeling safely? Hello, Iris. Again, this is a great question, Iris. Remember, everybody is a channel if they want to take the time to open that up. But you can, as Iris is asking, have I cleared away enough fear? You need to release your energy, your attachment to fear, anger, guilt, shame, sufficient enough that you can stay consciously attached and aligned to the energy of love and grace and compassion. Because the types of beings that you're going to channel will be based on the dominant emotional frequency that you have at any time. If you're in a predominantly emotional state of fear or nervousness or anxiousness, then you'll attract energies on those frequencies. By energy, I mean consciousnesses that will interact with you, and it's happening all the time. You walk down the street, you can see people when they're being possessed by low vibrational energies. So if I tune into your energy, Iris, again, you need to release the deeper fear. I'm getting that it's literally in your bones. You have to release and purge the vibrational energy of fear from the skeletal structure. And there's a simple way you can do that. Sit down quietly and imagine a pure white light coming in through the top of your skull and then going into the bone structure. Let the light fill the entire bone structure from the top of your head right to the tips of your toes until you can see in your mind's eye luminous white light is radiating into and out from your skeletal system. That means the marrow or the bones themselves, but you want to see the skeletal system illuminated by light. The frequency of white light is very powerful. versus the frequency of lower vibrational energies in the lower spectrum, like the reds and the browns and the greens and the golds. They're lower in frequency. But white light, you want to bring that into the skeletal structure of your body, and till that skeletal structure, you can feel it and perceive it as vibrating in this white light. The white light is permeating and penetrating every bone, the marrow of the bone, and radiating both out and into. So it's like flowing in two different directions, flowing into the bones and out of the bones. Do that for about 5 or 6 days, and then check back with us, because I think that's what it's going to take, about 5 or 6 days of you getting this light permeating into the bone skeletal structure of your body. You'll find that'll help a great deal. Yeah. Hi, Maureen. Hi, Brendan. Good to see you. Hi, Kim. Kim's asking, yeah, somebody's saying there'll be more people reached in the evening if we shift over to the evening. Kim's saying, my son and his girlfriend are going through a dark period. She has 4 brain tumors, but he is facing it with love and options for would love and some prayers for a positive outcome. Okay, wonderful. It's not just the prayers. You need to tell her. You need to tell her that there are alternatives to what she's currently engaged in. But yeah, absolutely. We send her our grace, our love, our prayers. I ask Archangel Raphael to go beside this one. And I ask you to ask her and your boyfriend to tell her to draw with her breath the energy of love into the brain. Draw the energy of love into the tumors, because the tumors are a low vibrational frequency, accumulated fear, accumulated anger, accumulated toxins, accumulated guilt, accumulated shame. So tell her to draw the energy of love into the brain tumors, and do that with great feeling. Tell her to feel as if she's pouring the energy of love into these tumors, and tell her to do that with great intensity for at least 30 minutes a day, right? She needs light there. And again, the underlying emotional elements to the brain tumors have to be addressed as well. Tell her, I know it was difficult, but she'll come through this if she can embody that function of love in her consciousness. And it sounds like your son is already doing the same thing for her. Remember that. Love is really important. So sending him so much love. Raphael will work with her too, as she's open and receptive to it. Louise, I feel some of us here are helping bring this light in, but sometimes it's like walking through. Oh, you're very, very welcome, Louise. Again, you are light. What most people do is they identify with the contents of their mind as if it's yourself. You are not the contents of your mind. Your mind is the acquired information that you've received in through your 5 physical senses during your duration on this physical planet, in this lifetime and previous lifetimes. But this information can be released and replaced, altered, transformed, and changed as an act of your own free will. Yes, even emotional energies that you've held on to for many lifetimes can be released and liberated very quickly when you understand how to interact or interface with your mind and body differently than the way you are currently doing it. Most of you are only using what you know in your mind to try and solve the problems in your mind, but a problem cannot be solved at the level that created it. So you must learn to rise above your mind and consider conceptions and ideas that transcend the functional effects of that information in your mind. That is to say, you can embody an idea of love's grace. Even if you do not know what that is, you can still consider the idea of love's grace filling your mind and your body. Consider the idea that you can draw with your breath love's grace into your body with your breath. That you can release from your body emotions and thoughts that no longer serve you. Every one of you has the capacity to distinguish yourself from the contents of your mind, and in so doing, you can begin to alter and change the function of those thoughts. You can put new thoughts in your mind and release old thoughts from your mind. It is not that difficult if you really want to end your suffering a little quicker. Some of you have been carrying this on for many lifetimes. Yet the ability to release anger, fear, guilt, and shame that have been stored in the body for too long, which of course these lower vibrational emotions will keep keep creating lower vibrational conditions. Anger, fear, guilt, shame, rage. These emotions have a very precise and specific effect on what it will do to your biology and your environment. And yet you are not your thoughts. We say this many times. You are not your thoughts. You are not your memories. You are not your emotions. You are a soul that has thoughts. You have memories. You have emotions. And you can transcend them. You can transform them. You can change them from one state to another. And in so doing, you will change the functionality of your biology. If your function is clear and specific enough. That being said, there are also elements that your body might need that it is not getting. You can create unnecessary stress in the body by not providing it with the fundamental things it needs in order to function organically as it's designed to. Are you putting in more live foods in your body, or are you putting more dead foods in your body? Are you putting higher vibrational elements in your body, like fruits and vegetables, or are you putting lower vibrational elements in your body, like caffeine and nicotine and drugs and everything? What are you putting in your body to raise or lower its frequency? Because only you have the ability to change the function of authority over your mind and body. Your body's designed and interfaced 100% with you, although you may turn that interface over to somebody else and take their instructions, their ideas, and their information and experience something from outside of yourself. But we can assure you that the very moment you begin to release your anger, your fear, your guilt, your shame, the minute you begin to embrace the vibrational energy of love, to feel that you can draw this substance of energy into your body, you'll begin a process of correction and healing almost immediately. Almost immediately. We've had many of you come on to the show and experience that, where you were troubled, you felt lost, and now you were free. You are not here to suffer. You're here to be free. To be free. Good morning. Thank you for that, Amanda. Really appreciate that. Hi, Baz. Your question. What did my cat do to her 8-year-old kitten? We can't find it anywhere. Yeah, it's time it moved on. It's gone on to other things. I'll leave it at that. Bridget. Where's starting Reiki course Saturday? Would love a message from the masters or my guides on this new journey. When you're going through your first initiation, Amanda, as you go through your first initiation, before you go into the first lesson, make a decision that you are open and receptive to receiving the wisdom and the knowledge from the most high healers in the practice of Reiki. Because there's a lineage in Reiki that's come down from thousands of years, including Jesus is part of that lineage too. You want to make a decision to be open to receiving the wisdom, the knowledge, and guidance from this lineage of ascended masters that have been Reiki practitioners. That, in fact, your instructor is part of that lineage too. When someone becomes very adept at their practice, they tend to also be tapped into the energies and the capabilities of their mentors and predecessors, right? As many gurus and yogis will often attest that they carry with them the wisdom, the knowledge, and the information of their masters, right? So yeah, you want to be open to that. Make the decision before you go into the class, Amanda. And congratulations, you're in really good hands with that teacher too. Yeah, you're in very good hands there. Amen. Hi, I'm just seeing if we've got any questions. Wonderful. Yeah, okay. So a lot of people are saying, so again, send me a message through the Linktree link on TikTok or the Linktree link on my YouTube videos and let me know. I'm kind of taking an ad hoc poll about whether or not we should shift shortcuts over to the evening, like say 7 or 8 p.m. in the evening, and we can hang out a little bit more there and have fun with that. Hi. Yeah. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. Hi. Good morning, Tenzin. Good to see you. Love the work you're doing. Keep it up. So yeah, so darkness is ending and light is returning, but It only happens by an act of your free will. You can choose to release your darkness. Like there's a lot of disease and sickness on the planet right now. It was designed that way to keep people attached to the suffering of the body. The system was designed to keep most people attached to the body as the sole locus of your identity. Most people believe that the body is who they are. Most people believe that the contents of their mind is who they are. And they keep telling me the same thing again. People have to break their identification with the body and mind as the sole locus of their identity. The statement, what does it profit one to gain the whole world but lose their own soul, is an example of where an individual has become lost as the body and mind being the source of their identity. These are but instruments through which you creatively express your potentials. Your mind and body are instruments through which you express your creative potentials. And what a wonderful thing that you can do that. But you must transcend your subjectivity to the body and mind in order to effectively understand how to utilize your spiritual creative abilities. You must surrender your subjectivity, your mind and body. It's been designed that way for many hundreds of years, that you would believe that you were just a body, and there, whatever happens to your body, you have no control over. And we would say to you that is not true. What you hold in your heart and mind orchestrates what is happening in your world. And if most of what you have in your mind was given to you by others, then what is happening in your world is because of what others have given you. So you must open your mind to new ideas and possibilities beyond the ones that you've been taught. That you have to, do you have to accept the idea of death and taxes? That you're supposed to be subservient to other beings? As long as you choose to accept that, then so it shall be. But you were designed to be a spiritually creative individual, articulating a function of creation that only you in that body are capable of articulating. You're very unique. Very unique. All of you. Good morning, Jasmine. Hi, Maureen. Message for Maureen. Hi, Maureen. What I get, again, the stillness of your mind is where you're going to find the greatest growth today. In the stillness of your mind, you'll feel yourself floating upwards. Stillness of your mind. Yes. Again, if you don't practice meditation, but at least sit down and stop your mind from thinking. A lot of people don't believe they can stop their mind from thinking, but we are here to tell you that your mind is not who you are. In fact, we know that if we were to ask you to simply sound one sound, your mind would grow quiet in an instant. One sound that you can make and your mind can go quiet just from this one sound. And if you can hold your mind in stillness, well, then you will certainly begin to elevate your energy quite quickly. To hold your mind in stillness is to rejoin the connection of yourself to yourself as you are, and not simply see yourself as the reflected information in your mind, as many of you do. Look upon your minds and think, this is who I am. And we would say to you, no, you are not your thoughts. You are not your emotions. You are a divine entity called a soul that came here for the purpose of functionally creating your experiences in time and space, to learn the act of creation. That's what you're here for, to learn the act of creation. Hi. Thank you for that gift. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. So I'm going to say what they said to me. It's really important that you learn to get into your light, to surrender your anger, your fear, your guilt, your shame, what you've been taught to think and feel and believe by the world. Most of it's just keeping you enslaved to someone else's idea of what they think you should be. And now the light is coming. It doesn't matter what anybody else does. The light is coming, and it's coming fast. The light is coming fast. So open your heart to the consideration of what is love. Open your mind and heart. Your mind and heart to what is the consideration. What is love? Not as something you get as a physical interaction with somebody, but what is the feeling for you of love? Because it's within you. And we would ask that you consider deeply today, what is the vibration of love for you? Without it being in reference to somebody else, but in terms of the vibration of love as you. How do you experience yourself as love? Pursue this consideration today, and you will find a definite elevation in your energy, and certainly in the energy of those that you are closest to. As once you change a function of vibration in yourself, you will emanate that vibration of change to others. And we would love you to do that and experience yourself as the vibrational state that you truly are. You are love. It is what you are. It is truly, truly what you are. Hey, Drusilla, good to see you. Yeah, I sent Drusilla, check your Facebook Messenger. I sent a message to you that confirmed something that you talked to me about 7 years ago. So I'd like you to check that out when you get a chance. Hi. Hello. Thank you. So do that today. Remember, you are, every time you choose a function of love over a function of fear, yes, every time you choose a function of love over a function of fear, you will heal. Every time. Even if you're dealing with physical disease, if you can get deeply into the vibration of love, like bringing the vibration of love into your body, into your mind, which is what you are, and if you can do that deeply and intensely, your body is going to go through a profound change. My name is William Michael Forbes. If you've liked what you've heard today, remember to like, subscribe, share, follow. If you want to know more about what we do, our mediumship masterclass program, go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com, and check out our upcoming masterclass. We start our new series of masterclasses October the 10th, 2025, with Masterclass 101 Awakening. And it is literally a class that will help you awaken yourself out of the mask of the personality into the realization of your own divinity. I want to wish you all much love. Thank you so much for coming out today. I love all of you. I appreciate your support. If you want to support this channel in other ways, you can go to my Patreon page, patreon.com, or you can go to my website and check out the other services that are offered, readings, private one-on-one sessions, and I will look forward to seeing you guys on the Friday edition of Shortcuts to Your Soul. And I'll check your answers and responses, ask other people you know, if you'd like us to shift this over to the evening, and we'll look forward to hearing from you. Have yourselves a wonderful and a joyful day. Bye for now.